frighteningly ready.
Frighteningly ready. It's such a compliment.
Well, I've read all your stuff that I was able to print out, and I've convinced myself that I can do it. I just don't know how to study language anymore. And here's what I've done. I'll show you. If you look over here, I don't know if you can see it or not.
Uh-huh.
I did a whole whiteboard. I did flashcards. And I'm still saying, Joel, you need to know how to study. So
okay.
Enter Judith. And by the by, spiral notebook, and by the by, pens and Post-its. So I'm trying to follow my directions. So there you go.
Perfect. So let's start right in. The key to making you study more, better, retaining more, got 3 elements into it. Now you have to rotate all 3. That's equal pieces of the pie. So writing it down and having it in front of your eyes all the time, very helpful. You have to speak it out loud. So it would be okay for you to walk around the house and speak sentences in Spanish out loud to become more familiar and make it less foreign and more normal for you, right? Talk to your dog. My clients talk to their pets in Spanish. They find it useful, whatever you need to do. And then once you have a little bit more vocabulary, we're going to have conversations.
Okay.
Right? So, and of course, this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Like, you wouldn't expect, my dad's in your age, he's moving to your town. If you're going to teach him English, you're not expecting him to know everything within 3 weeks. So
Sure.
chill out on that front.
I think we're harder on ourselves than we are on others, generally.
It's very true. It's very true. I see it time and time again. It's natural, but then there is a checkpoint, right on your checkpoint. Objectively looking at it. Let's start.
Okay.
So the stuff I sent you, 4 elements are going to be your ongoing task. Your goal would be to memorize them, generously speaking, give yourself 3-4 weeks, however long you need, memorize them. When I say memorize, know them from your sleep. Those elements are I, you, we, she, they, for the persons. Next would be the words for it, this, that, those. And those are fairly simple. You could just tape one Post-it with the word this and that on your bathroom, it and that on your fridge, and within a few weeks you get it. And the third one is am, is, and are. So let's start with that subject. Am, is, and are in English are used. If you hear am, there's an I person involved in that conversation somewhere, right? Am only works for the I, and it's the present time. I am. Are is, that's the plurals. It only works for he, she, and it. So those things kind of click for us instantaneously as English speakers. If you hear is, you immediately in your background, it's he, she, or it, and it's in the present, right? Same goes for was and were. Same thing, only in the past tense. So those 5 words in English, they're fairly simple. If you gave me the task of memorizing 5 words, realistically, 10 days, 21 days, I could do that.
Sure.
The subject is complicated because in Spanish, there are actually 2 versions for each word. So instead of 5, you're looking at 10, which is harder to memorize. And the final number is actually 37. So that's why we break it out on a longer course. But today we start with the present tense.
Okay.
So I'm going to put up on the Skype screen the same printout you already have, which is the am, is, and are.
Okay.
And this is the one we start with because in a fix, in the first, month or 2 or 3, you can just use those. Even though you want to say something in the past or in the future, if you use the right word, the person will understand you, even though you use the wrong time tense. And you want to know those really, really well, instantaneously, and then move on to the past tenses and futures.
Okay.
So I also sent a different slide explaining in a nutshell what is the difference between fixed quality and temporary positional location. Did that make sense to you?
Only sort of. So I mean, I wrote it down and I understand the words, but but I wasn't exactly sure. For example, I'm Thomas is soy, or I'm Tomas, soy Tomas.
Yep.
Estoy is I'm tired. So I'm Tomas has to do with a being or whereas estoy is more of a condition, but I'm not sure.
No problem. Everybody has the not sure explanation on that part, so that's fine. Let's start with this, Joe. Look at me and explain to me, to the best of your knowledge, what is the difference between a fixed quality and a temporary position or location?
Okay. A fixed quality is maybe an absolute, like a noun. That's a tree. That's a dog. That's a cat. That's Joel or whoever. Whereas temporal is I'm going somewhere. It conveys movement, but I don't really know that that's right.
Okay, your last explanation wasn't as laser accurate.
I didn't think it would be.
Okay.
That's why I'm paying you the big bucks, right?
Okay. See, most English speakers were not used to thinking of it this way. I think Spanish is one of the only languages that actually has that built-in difference to it. Here's the thing. My choice of words was very precise. Think about it. Fixed quality versus a temporary position or location. What that means is when we speak of career, family relations, you are somebody's brother, son, dad, granddad, family relations, physical attributes. You are tall, you are short, you are blonde, you are dark skin, you're blonde, you are, and several more. There's a list, I'll send you the note. So physical attributions, family relations, occupation, and nationality. I'm Mexican, I'm Canadian, I'm American. Those are fixed qualities.
Okay.
Right? All my documents, all my printouts, when we speak of the subject, the fixed quality is the first word prior to the slash.
Okay.
If you really want to take your pen and write down, even on the printout, right above the soy, you could mark it up there, fixed quality. So you're looking at all those cascading words, and each and every one of them is this.
Okay.
Okay. Temporary position or location. Being pregnant, being sick, being sad, being happy, being sweaty, being tired, being sleepy.
So it's a condition.
Being in love, being not in love, right? Being depressed. Temporary positions. Locations. I'm on my way to work. I'm on my way home. I'm at the gym. I'm at the grocery, whatever grocery aisle. I'm at my dad's house. I'm at my winter house, locations. By definition, they're temporary. So I'm just going to type in the difference right here, right now on the screen. I'm going to excuse my spelling mistakes. I was told I have several challenges in various learning departments, called learning disabilities, whatever. If there's no spell check, I'm lost. All my spell checks on all my devices have gone mad from me totally confusing them. So ignore my spelling mistakes.
No
Yeah.
worries. Spell check can get you in a lot of trouble, by the way.
Oh, great.
Doesn't always give you what you need.
Family relations. And nationality, career, family, physical attributions. Now, you are semi-retired.
Correct.
For all purposes and intents, you are retired. So when you would introduce yourself, right? Most people, when they introduce yourself, they're like, oh, I'm retired. Soy retirado.
Got it.
And then, very logically, the next step of the conversation, somebody, oh, well, what did you used to do? And that is when you're going to use the fixed word of I was an attorney. The past tenses we'll learn at the advanced stage because there's 5 of them, and you don't want to start with that one, believe me.
Okay. But that's still a fixed quality because it describes
your career. Even though if you work in McDonald's, for example, I don't know, you're doing some temp job, what you're doing for occupation is always a fixed quality.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, when you meet people, some of them might use the fixed, I'm married, soy or estoy. Some of them will use the fixed one, some of them will use the temporary.
I can understand that,
yeah. Yeah, that's a really great opening for conversations.
Okay.
So temporary location of position. Bodily sensations, that would be my word. You can choose a different word. Sick, happy, sad, depressed, nauseous, sleepy, pregnant, in love, angry, whatever.
Okay. So emotions are all non-fixed.
Yeah, because you're not always sad or happy or hungry. It's not like a fixed state, like being somebody's son. Okay.
So I'm hot, I'm cold, I'm
that
scared.
would be okay. There are 7 words where I'm hot, I'm cold, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, and a few more. Those ones we don't actually say I am, we say I have.
Okay.
I have hunger, I have sleepiness, I have thirst. So we'll get to that in a few minutes.
All right, bad example.
Okay, so your task, an ongoing task for you would be, if you would like to start writing some sentences, you can bounce them off from me to verify that you got it right. Like, I'm a nurse. The best way to use this subject is introductions. So let's say your whole family came down for Christmas and I'm your neighbor in your building. So it's you and your wife and your kids and your grandkids. You got like 7 people that you want to introduce me to. Hi, this is my son. Brad, he is a movie star. This is his wife, Angelina. She is an actress. These are the kids. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So there you go. That would be a great way to start with this. And use things from your life. So it gives you like a solid baseline for conversations, future conversations.
Your example's a good one because my son is an actor. So there you go.
Really? Broadway or movies or what?
Right now he's in a national tour of the play Oklahoma. Been in almost 25 cities.
It's very impressive.
Almost a year on the road. He said he told me the other day he slept in 13 beds in the last few months because they go city to city to city to city to city.
That's intense.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's young, so
Have fun. Have fun while you're young. All right, great. So this is what we do. Let's shift gears. Did you have any questions about why we have 4 words for the and for a or an or for this, that, and it?
Well, I understand different words depending on whether the object or whatever is male or female. But for example, when it's es or esta, I'm not sure why I have a choice or whether I really do have. For example, here's one. You are, plural. It's son or están,
Correct.
and I don't know what the difference is. Or whether
Son is they are, the fixed quality. They are brother and sister. They are chefs.
okay.
Están is the temporary. They are
How
in
about
the
they are broken? Or no,
being
that
broken is a fixed quality.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
say you
okay.
call an AC technician, your AC is broken.
Mhm.
You have 3 of them in the house. I'm gonna tell you, son rotos. They are broken. Like that's a fixed thing right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
They are coming.
Say that again.
They are coming to my house.
Okay, they are coming. Coming implies locations and directions. Next logical step, that would be temporary because they're not always coming to your house all the time.
Okay. So that would be están.
That would be a stand.
Okay.
Definitely take a pen and write down fix above the word estoy,
Okay.
temporary above the word soy.
I did.
Yeah. You can make notes right on your printout and then print it again and change your notes.
Sure.
Like it's an evolving process. You know. Okay, so definitely have fun with that. You can write sentences and just put English words instead of the Spanish words you don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
For example, you don't know how to say coming, then just put it in English. I want to see your thought process, that it's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's quickly go over the rest of the connection words because I want to verify that you got them right. This is the first one to do. It's right here on the screen.
Okay. Okay. I'm with you. And that I understand. Un niño, una niña, unos niños, and unas niñas. I understand why.
Okay. And you are aware that every single object in Spanish is either feminine or masculine.
Right. Like
Right,
I don't
you know
know why. I don't know why La Playa, why a beach is female, but it is. So.
There are several other languages that have that male-female thing. That, along with the so and estoy, is one of the most common areas of confusion. So every newcomer here makes mistakes for the first 2 years of their speaking journey. It's just very natural. Don't worry about it. Don't even sweat it. You know, just chalk it off.
No, no. At least I understand it. So that's a start, right?
All those things I'm about to show you in the first lessons, they are a two-way street. One, on the one hand, you're gonna like rack your brain thinking, is it plural? Is it female? What should I say there? Then again, whatever people are telling you, you may not always understand every single word in the beginning, but if you hear a feminine word, and if you hear a temporary or a fixed word, and if you hear plural or singles, that helps you understand more, regardless of the amount of vocabulary you currently possess. It gives you an accurate read on the conversation.
Okay.
Makes sense? Okay. Every single thing in Spanish under the sun, look around your room. Your ceiling, your light, your pen, your computer, your desk, your chair, everything is either male or female. I just call it male, female. Simple. And of course, there's plural males, plural females, or mixed company, right? Like two boys and a girl. Description words have no gender. Pretty, ugly, tall, short, fat, expensive, cheap, old, new. Those are description words. They have no gender. They'll assimilate the gender of the thing they're describing. If I'm talking about my 2 female sisters that are tall and pretty, pretty would be multiple females. If I'm talking about my 2 brothers who are short and bulky, short would be multiple males. description. There is a neat trick that works about 89% of the time. That is, if a word ends with an A, most likely it's a feminine word. If a word ends with an O, most likely it's a male word. The word ends with AS, that's plural females. OS is multiple males or mixed company. And a great example for that would be taco, tacos, cerveza, cervezas.
Okay.
Taco and cerveza are a great example because one is male, one is female.
Okay.
This is a nice rule of thumb which helps nearly 90% of the time. Then, of course, there's exceptions. And the words that end with a different letter. So you're kind of lost and you're just going to have to gamble. Good day, that's a masculine. Buen dia, good day. Buen is the female description. And the word noche, night, it's female.
Okay.
So that's it. It's really what you have to know. When people speak really fast, one of the most common complaints I get in every level of study is that people speak too fast and it's really hard to catch up with the words. And by the time you catch up, the first 3 words, they're on word number 10 and you're behind. Recognizing the sounds. You always catch word endings, right? Even when if it sounds like a really long train, you're kind of able to fixate on the last 2 syllables of the word. When you hear those, that is a really great indicator whether they're speaking about a single object, single female, plural males, plural females, etc. So if you're not sure if my workers can come to your condo to do maintenance work tomorrow afternoon, but you hear a lot of male words, that's one sign. If you hear a lot of female words, that's not a good sign, okay? Alrighty, next one.
I'm just backing up. Is that a sexist comment? Like you want male workers or what?
No,
No.
I'm not
I didn't know what
sexist.
you meant.
You can send me a picture of the first like female bricklayer or something you see in my.
Sorry, I lost you for a second.
I think you had a
Okay.
phone.
No, I ditched it, but I had to do that.
Okay, read the next slide and tell me that's clear.
I'm sorry?
Read the slide that I put on the screen and tell me that this one is clear too.
All right, it's disappeared. Probably got lost in the phone call.
Open your chat and it's right there.
Oh, okay. Okay, Judith, this is quick. You're dealing with a novice, so. Okay, MR was, where is that? No, that's not it.
Scroll down.
Okay. Oh, okay. I was doing it the hard way. So now I've got the chart with this, that, it. Is that the one?
That's correct.
Okay.
Now, for the record, could you please say them? Because I want to hear you say them.
Okay. Let me get my own cheat sheet. Este, está, estos, estás.
One more time, please.
Este, está, estos, estás.
Okay, that was pretty good. One more time, please.
Este, está, estos, estás.
Okay. Your pronunciation is pretty good, so it means you're ready for the next step.
Okay.
The word esta, the female word,
Mm-hmm.
If you look at your printout for the M is an R, you're going to see that word there also.
Mm-hmm.
Under he, she, and it, that word is there. But it's actually a different word. Here is the thing. The word está, it's actually 3 different words in Spanish. They're all spelled the same. They're pronounced nearly the same. There's a very slight difference, and you have to train your ear to catch the difference.
Okay.
Okay? It's gonna make you speak more correct, and it's gonna decipher a lot more of what people are saying to you. When there is proper spelling in Spanish, we don't put a lot of emphasis on spelling because mostly your goal is to have conversations, not so much to write business emails here. So knowing proper spelling doesn't help because when people speak, you're not going to see little accents flying out of their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
You have to train your ear. So close your eyes and listen to this. I'm going to say 3 different words. Tell me if you catch a subtle difference. Esta, está, and está.
Sure.
Again.
Accent on the first syllable, accent on the second syllable, and then emphasis on the second syllable.
Exactly. 2 of the words are inherently different, completely different. The third one, because Spanish came from Spain, then it spread all around Latin America, which is a really big continent. So the third word is kind of sort of like there's now an academic debate. They want to know if they should write it off the books because de facto on the ground, it's like already something different. We're not going to get into that, but for all intents and purposes, there are 2 words you need to remember. Okay? Here is the proper spelling. Like I said, it's a lot easier when you read something and you see it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I have a question, if I can interrupt you for a second.
yeah, of course.
I was thinking, I have a friend in Bucerias who just had a baby. I sent him some books through Amazon in Spanish, children's books. And I'm wondering if my trying to read children's books in Spanish would be of benefit to me or not.
I would recommend it after week 4.
Okay.
Right now, if you don't know those things, these things look foreign and alien because it's your first look at them. How are you supposed to read a book? Like you don't have the vocabulary. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the only reason I would know is because if I know the story, then I know what it's supposed to say. But
again, when you see it in writing and you have the time to think, it's so much simpler. When I talk to you and you need to ping off to me, that's way faster.
Sure.
Your brain. I don't think you have the vocabulary to read a book now, so it would be an exercise in frustration, and I want you like the opposite of frustrated.
Okay, fair enough. That's why I asked the question.
No problem. Okay. Take a minute to read what I put on the screen, and then later on, I'm going to actually send it to you.
Okay. Oops. Well, I've screwed up my list and I've lost yours. Hang on. I'm currently challenged electronically, so.
Okay. Are you on a desktop or on iPad?
iPad.
Okay, iPad. So how did you reach the chat last time, 2 minutes ago? Do that again.
Okay, let's see if I remembered that, I would. There it is. There we are. So Esta comes from. So when there's no accent, then it's the esta, and when there is an accent, it's esta.
Correct. Very good.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
It's a lot for an old brain to absorb, I have to tell you, my friend.
Like I said, don't sweat it. And like I said, this is why you can't read the book yet. It's a lot. I don't know if I told it to you when we were speaking on the phone or somebody else, because I think I've spoken to 3 new clients at the same exact week I spoke to you. Here it goes. What happens with Spanish? Right out the gate. The first 4 months is the first 6 months is the hardest stuff that comes your way. Just the simplest elements of the language, the building blocks, am, this, she, all this stuff is like complicated, 4 choices, and totally different than how it works in English. And it's extremely unfair to novice English learners, right? But once you pass the hard stuff, it takes about 6 months of like practicing it. Everything gets progressively easier. So it's really hard in the beginning, like getting out of the harbor. You got to pass the choppy waters, but then it's a smooth sailing. So just take that into account.
Okay.
Right. Any questions? Anything you want to comment so far?
No, it's I'm just trying to absorb as much as I can and then go over what we talked about after it's over. And
Okay.
You told me something I didn't know, that Skype calls are recorded, so I can watch this over and over. Yes. See.
Absolutely. You can totally watch this recording. Within a few minutes of us hanging up, the recording would be available. Just like you see the slides, there would be a recording.
Okay.
Which I suggest you ought to download it to your own device. Something about Apple updates, they won't allow you to actually save to your device. You have to save it to the cloud. Just talk to somebody who knows. They all changed after the latest update. So just save it on your cloud, someplace you can access it. Just do it as many times.
Okay.
So now, tell me, are you good on the front of the word the? There's 4 of those also.
No, what, la, no. El Niño, la Niña, that, yeah, I did that when I was practicing. I did that fine.
So that difference has sunk in?
Some of it has, and some of it, when my teacher asks me, I panic, so.
Okay, no panic, like that, snooze the panic.
Yeah, but El Niño, la Niña, los niños, las niñas, that I understand. The El Capitan, La Playa, Los Angeles, Las Palomas. I understand why they are what they are. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Got a phone call?
So many just spam calls. So.
Okay. Okay, when I was saying that the hardest stuff comes at you right out the gate, this is one of the things I referred to. I just sent you 4 slides of simple things in English, and all of them has like 4 choices. The best route, the proven method to fixing it, you pick 1 word and you use that for as long as you need to until you're ready to add on a second and a third and a fourth to your vocabulary. So for example, for you, when you do, I'm going to emphasize it again, write practice sentences. You don't need to sit another hour after class and do homework and all this tedious stuff. That's not like that. But take 10, 15 minutes between classes and just write down some practice sentences with what we've just learned to make sure you know how to handle it. And also write practical things that you're likely to say in conversation. So remembering 4 choices on everything is too much. Pick one word and just use that for the next 2 weeks. Okay?
Okay.
All right, perfect. All right. Did you have any questions about any of the slides in the beginner's bundle?
No, it's one of those things where when I read them, I understand the concept and I understand what you're trying to do. It's remembering that's the challenge for me.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure how it worked in your previous profession, but if you just read something once and you completely remembered it, that's wonderful. But most people, they don't do that. They read something once, they get it, they can't really repeat it word by word.
Right.
Is that you?
No, I have to repeat it. My son has a technique for learning his lines, plays, and so on. He keeps writing them out, and then saying them. He find for, and it may be for me. I'll try it. He finds that the not on a computer, but the physical act of writing it down helps burn it into his brain.
That's scientifically proven.
Yeah.
Writing anchors information.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like I said, write practice sentences, which we're actually going to do right now. I'm going to repeat again. Give yourself 3 or 4 weeks, everything I just showed you today, for it to firmly sit in your memory. Realistically speaking, it's a 4-week timeline. If you practice them every day within 4 weeks, you should know the difference between, if I throw at you, what is the difference between la and esta?
Mm-hmm.
Well, 4 weeks from today, realistically, you should be able to tell me. Okay? If not, well, let's make it 6 weeks because you gifted.
Right.
It doesn't matter,
Well,
but you see where I'm going.
part of I'm a trial lawyer, and part of my drive was I never want to leave a courtroom with anybody saying anything but, boy, that guy's smart. You never want to embarrass yourself. So embarrassment is always a driving force for me, or the lack of embarrassment. So I'm sure I will push myself so that I don't embarrass myself in front of my teacher. At least that's my plan.
Okay, I suggest you ought to think of a new plan. And here's why. You go to trial and the trial ends. So you need to memorize, remember, a lot of material for a fixed time, 6 weeks, 3 months, but then it's over. Your brain can release and reuse that memory stuff.
Exactly.
It's not the case here.
Got to keep
Pushing
it.
yourself, and like I said, there's a lot of information involved. So realistically, within the next 3 or 4 or 5 months, you're gonna need learn a lot of new words. Pushing continuously that much will push back. So we don't want you burned out, and it's a marathon. So the best way is like the neural paths that are involved in learning a language are completely different. Learning lines from a play uses one part of the brain, but implementing new knowledge, it's like a new skill, it's a different part. So think about that, okay?
Okay.
Now, I would like you to introduce your family to you. So you stand there with your wife, your kids, go about it. And it's okay to look at your notes.
I'm going to have to. I'm embarrassed that I have to, but I have to. Okay. First of all, this one is correct. Soy el papa de Juli.
Okay. Go.
Soy el papa de Benjamin. Soy el papa de Lisa. Soy el dueño de Merman Law Firm. Does that make sense? I am the owner of the Merman Law Firm, or that's not right?
Say that one more time.
Soy el dueño de Merman Law Firm.
Okay. Nearly, because you said the word owner a little different.
Okay.
We'll fix that in a minute. Keep going.
Soy un advocate. Is that a word? Lawyer?
No. Let me teach you the word for lawyer.
Okay.
I'm sure you've seen those signs around town. So now you're going to know what they mean.
Okay. Oh, abogado.
Yes.
And I will tell you I want your opinion, but sometimes when I'm in a restaurant or whatever and I try, the words I know, I don't do a terrible job of pronouncing them. So I think I have a shot at being able to do this fairly respectfully.
I can tell you flat out, Joel, I have dealt with people with worse pronunciation than you. You are definitely on the 8 out of 10 part of the scale.
Okay. Well, that's encouraging because I want to be able to do it. So, okay, we're on the same page.
On the same page.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay. Let's see. Estoy en Ohio, Adoba.
What?
Estoy en Ohio.
Yeah.
Ahora.
Okay. Yeah. 8 out of 10. Good.
Okay. What should it be? Estoy en Ohio, ahora. Isn't that?
Yeah. Ahora is good. It's perfect. And perfect. What I'm doing right now, as we speak, I'm forwarding you 2 links to videos where I explain pronunciation.
Oh, good.
So I'm gonna have you do that on your own time. I believe you can get it. Like, you don't actually have to pay for a lesson for that, but we can perfectly go over it in our next lesson if it's needed.
Okay.
That's another benchmark, another tool for you in your toolkit for you to use. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, keep going. You're doing well.
Okay. Estoy cansada.
You're okay, look, say that to me again.
Estoy cansada.
Okay, did your word just end with an A? Did you say cansada?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your word ended with an A, but you are a male.
Cansado.
So, yes, very good.
Okay. Estoy cansado. Okay. I'm on my way home. Estoy en camino a la casa.
Perfect. Yes.
Casa isn't going to change from. Okay. I'm at the airport. Estoy en el aeropuerto.
Yes.
Estoy en Columbus, Ohio.
Perfect.
Okay. Estoy en Bucharest.
Perfect.
Okay. I used to use this on the ski slopes when I really wasn't one. Soy un doctor.
Oh my
a friend of mine really did that. He'd ski up, very tall, very handsome. He said, "Hi, I'm a doctor," and these women would just go for it. It's crazy. And then he would say, Joel, come over here, come over here. So it was embarrassing, but it was funny. And
it is funny.
We met a lot of girls that way. Believe it or not. But that was long ago and far away, I'm afraid.
Okay, good one. Keep going.
Soy Joel. Now, all my friends in Mexico who are Mexican, and many of my Canadian and American friends call me Joel because they don't know.
Well, in Mexico, unlike other Latin, Spanish-speaking countries, we use a lot of Y sounds. So for a girl, if her name is Jasmine, in Mexico, you could see the name tag and she would say Yasmin. We kind of alternate. You can have Jose and Jesus, right, with a J.
Mm-hmm.
You can also make a J into a Y sound. So if for you personally, it's hard with the Ho, you say Yoel. And there are people here that this is how they pronounce their names.
Mm-hmm. I think it was more for fun than it was for accurate pronunciation.
You can completely walk someplace and introduce yourself. Like, let's say you give your name to your dentist or something. I'm like, Yoel. Perfectly.
So Yoel or Su Joel? Take my pick.
I would say Yoel because with your specific accent, Yoel comes out better.
Okay. I'm going to miss Joel, but I'll get over it. Uh, let's see. Estoy en the basement. What is a basement?
We don't have those here, so you don't need to know.
Oh, yes, good point.
Oh gosh. You could just say
Estoy en my,
bodega.
mi casa.
Right. Well, bodega is what we would use, but there's really no houses with basements here.
Ah, so no problem.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm going to pick up my dog. How would I say that?
Well, now you're talking about an action in the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not there yet. Or?
Yeah, it's one of the next lessons, but not today. It's a different thing.
Oh, I could do it past tense though.
Try.
No, okay. I'm already stumped. And what is a dog? In French, it's chien.
Actually, I'm gonna give you a very useful slide into what is a dog and why. Look at this. Please read those words out loud.
Let's see. I can with the if, yes, but when. Okay.
Yeah.
Sí, perro. I don't know what the perro. También.
Yeah.
El, la, las, los, y, o, en. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué?
Yeah. Okay, which one is the word for dog over there?
Oh, perro.
Perfect.
Yeah. Gotcha. We'll get there.
Actually, you actually know how to say I have a dog. Let me tell you why you know how to say that.
Okay. I mean, I can say I'm the owner of a dog.
No, you have that. Here's the slide to remind you. You can write down the word I have. That's a really useful word to have.
Okay.
Put another slide on the screen.
Okay. Is it something new that you put up, or?
It's right underneath the green slide that you just read.
Okay, it hasn't.
Oh, it hasn't yet? Okay, I'll just type it in the meanwhile.
Tengo. Okay. So, all right. So I need to start it with something, or is Tango is I have, and is a dog a female?
What dog do you have?
I have a male dog.
Tell me.
Okay. Tengo. Why am I not finding a? Tengo. I can't just say tengo perro because I'm leaving out.
That's not why you're taking Spanish lessons. No, you keep.
Yeah.
Okay, find the slides that says A or N. It's a green slide.
Okay.
The one with the boy, the girl.
Okay. Oh yes, Joel. Tengo un perro.
Perfect. And now getting hard on yourself. You're just getting oriented. Your notes will become way familiar 3 lessons from now. So be chill, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm only saying this because if it was helpful, I would push you.
Mm-hmm.
But the right thing right now is to go easy. So.
Okay.
All right.
No, I appreciate it. And as I told you, I don't know really how to learn it. I don't know how to pace myself. So this is all very helpful.
Very helpful. Okay, tell me a few more things that you have. Like.
Okay. Tengo un computer.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Tengo un iPhone.
Very good.
Tengo un notebook.
Very good.
Tengo, show you. I know in French it's la plume, but I tengo un, I have lots of these. Tengo un pen.
Yeah, very good.
Tengo another pen. So, tengo, I want to say many. That's not mucho. Is it many pictures?
Yeah, it would be plural females because picture is female and you have plural of it. So muchas.
Okay. Tengo muchas pictures.
Yeah.
Okay. Tengo un rowing machine. How's that?
Rowing machine. Very good.
Yeah. Okay. Tengo un file cabinet.
Good.
Tengo dos daughters. Tengo un son. I know what a son is.
Okay, I just put those words on the screen. Go ahead and read them out loud in Spanish.
Okay. Son, doctor.
Sorry, above that is the Spanish words.
Hijo, hija, hijos, hijas. No?
Yeah, fairly good. And read the English translation.
Okay, son, daughter, sons, daughters. Is it hijo? Because I don't know what to do with the J. Hijo.
Okay, when you see a J, think about Jesus and Juan. Okay, tell me those two names back to me.
Jesus, Juan.
You could say it perfectly. So
Okay.
say that again. Juan. Think of Juan.
Juan. Hijo.
Yes.
Hiwa. Hijos. Hiwas. I'm glad I'm entertaining you.
Okay. Well, let's try this again.
Okay. Is it Hio? Hija? Hijo?
No.
No. Okay.
No. All right. So with your specific accent, I'm gonna prescribe your specific remedy.
Okay.
Try making the J and H. So say hijo, hija, hijos.
Okay. Hijo, hijas, hija. Okay.
Say those four in a row one more time that way.
Hijo, hija, hijos, hijas.
Perfect. Two more times, please. You can write it down. That's fine. And then you say them.
Okay. Hijo, hija, hijos, hijas. Hijo, hija, hijos, hijas. So son, daughters, sons, daughters. So it's tengo un hijo.
Correct?
Tengo dos daughter, hija. No?
No, if you have
hijos.
two, you must make it plurals.
Hijas.
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Tengo dos hijas.
Perfect.
Juli y Lisa.
Good. So your homework, I would recommend. As you remember, I said I don't give a lot of homework. Only I suggest you ought to practice in between lessons because it's helpful owning the information. So your homework, quote unquote, would be write me down a short elevator speech. Hi, I'm Joel. I'm retired. I'm a trial lawyer. I'm from that. This is my wife. Same thing. I have two daughters, Julie and Dara. Write this whole spiel down. You're going to use those words.
Is there a Spanish word for spiel?
No, I think it's a Jewish New Yorker word. I
That's
sincerely
where
don't
I
know.
get it. Yeah, I was just making fun. But I've given many elevator speeches, so I think I can do that.
Where are you gonna stay when you're in Bucerias? Do you have like
Um,
your building already?
Yeah, well, it's hard because it's so booked up. But I found there's a new condo right next to Karen's.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the
Just,
Nayari.
yeah, just brand new, and I found a spot in it, and I thought I don't know if you know her, but I have a dear friend, Allison Normanton. Um,
No.
and anyway, Allison and I have been friends for. She's a Brit, but she spends most of her life in Bucerias, and she's the one who ran the market for years. Um, anyway, she got married in Great Britain, but she and her new husband are having a big party in Bucerias on December 6th. So I'm coming on the 5th to celebrate with her. And
Sweet. Very
so,
sweet.
and see a bunch of friends that I haven't seen in a long time. So that would.
Okay. Great.
Did you know? Let me ask you what. I mean, this is like the Spanish version of Jewish geography. Did you know Judy Conrad? Judy ran the uh, the the little Mexican school up the hill. Um,
No, most of the social scene here, social life here are retired people who meet at Karen's happy hour and all this stuff. I'm not retired. I work full time. So I do go to Karen, I do socialize and I meet people, but I'm just not as involved in the volunteering scene and the happy hour scene because I work.
Sure. And mine was the opposite. When I started coming to Mexico, I wanted to know somebody who did a lot of things, and I found Judy Conrad online, and we became friends. And she introduced me to just a ton of people and things. So that's how I became used to.
No, there's several. Well, no, there's another Judy and another Judith that I know in Bucerias.
Uh-huh.
Like ladies over 60, but not Conrad who runs the school.
Not ancient, yeah. And frankly, I spent most of my time in Gringo Gulch, so I didn't. There were a lot of people out there I didn't have an opportunity to meet.
Most of my weekends and my time off and my holidays, I spend traveling and hiking and stuff. Like I am on the beach and I go to La Cruz, like chill out. But let's say last Sunday we went hiking in the botanical gardens, just walking the trail, swimming the river. I've like been to both ends of the bay. I travel often. Next week we're gonna like go hiking to the waterfall in Kimixto. So that's like really my thing, and a little less like sitting in a bar or something. That's great.
Yeah, a nice mix of things, sure. Well,
so yeah, you're gonna write down your elevator speech and introduction, and you're gonna use it, but so much that by the time you come here, you're gonna be able to say that in Spanish, very natural.
Okay.
Deal?
Sure, it's a deal. It's a deal. I may even sing it. You never know. So.
Oh my God.
Yes. Heaven help us. Yes.
No, man. I would film it. No problem.
I would not do it to you, but sometimes it's helpful in learning for me because it has its own rhythm.
Okay, let's talk about next week.
Okay.
This week we didn't do Monday because it was a weekend, a holiday.
Right.
Didn't do Monday, so I have two students who are pretty much at your level. Only one has taken this week off, and another one is like dealing with a new car, and she, somebody had, like kind of pickpocketed her when she was in Home Depot, so she had to go replace driver's license, a temporary card. So she's dealing with all this stuff. You can't come. Then I suggest we meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Only because we've skipped this Tuesday, and Thursday is like 6 days away almost. I don't want to have 6 days go by before you and I begin. For that purpose, I suggest either we meet tomorrow.
Okay.
And then on Tuesday, so you don't like have too much breaks. Or if that's inconvenient, we could meet on Monday, and I will just text you if it's going to be at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m.
Okay, the Monday would work better for me because I'd like a little time to do some homework and practice this. So I'll have,
Okay.
I hope, some sort of base.
Okay, so between now, I will text you prior to Monday, and we'll just see. Maybe on Monday, Steve will come and sit in our lesson because he's had a week off traveling, and he's going to benefit from going over again everything you just went over.
Sure.
He's a new student too, and so I'll let you know if it's 10 or 11 a.m. And when you scroll back a little bit above my slides, you're going to see 2 YouTube links, which I posted.
Okay.
Those are private videos where I explain about pronunciations and sounds and vowels. So
Right.
watch this and note down your questions, and then
Sure.
speak out loud that way.
All right.
That's all.
It's been fun, but despite my fetching, which is another New York word, which means complaining. Despite that, I'm having a good time.
I'm glad you had a good time.
All right. Thanks. I'll
Have a
see
great
you
weekend.
Monday. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.